Greetings and welcome to, well, a little bit of a preview of the upcoming campaign, I would say. So there was no challenge mode episode today because the game crashed on me and didn't want to, just put out 2 minutes until the crash. That was kind of boring. Anyway, so I thought I might as well record my thoughts on, let's say, Season 2 of War of the Chosen, of the actual campaign. And in the background here, you can see what will probably be the cornerstone of this campaign, a better Advent mod for War of the Chosen edition. So, in Vanilla XCOM I played a better Advent campaigns, one with the first mod, one with better Advent 2. There was also a small Wavecom series with better Advent enemies. If you haven't heard about this, so what this mod basically does, the core is that the AI is significantly improved. Enemies are more likely to value cover higher, they spread out more so you don't hit as many with grenades. They are not as likely to simply run at you, but also take pot shots. They favor taking killing shots if they can. So, really nasty stuff. To make things even more interesting, a better Advent adds a bunch of enemies. You can see them in the background here a bit. Basically filling all the niches that were there. I think in my War of the Chosen campaign I complained a bit at the end of the game we were still encountering basic Vipers, which we had encountered basically in the 3rd or 4th mission or something, and 10 HP Viper, what's the point here? So you have much more enemies scaling later into the game, interesting enemy types, different abilities, and you have so-called prime enemies. They are similar to rulers, they get extra actions, but not whenever you do something, but just whenever you damage them. Nasty side effect of that is, if you use an ability that damages them twice or 3 times, like Fanfire, Chain Shot, Rapid Fire, they get 2 actions or 3 actions, so yeah, better be careful with those. So I had a lot of fun. I think still one of my favorite campaigns that I played of XCOM so far, better Advent 2 campaign, so that's definitely something that's going to be in the next campaign, one way or the other. Then, next on the list here, improved Chosen AI, and I love that little sneaky hunter with the scroll there. Basically just makes Chosen a bit smarter, a bit more dangerous. Hopefully, like I mentioned at the end of the final episode, that in the next campaign I'm just gonna restrict myself to only kill one Chosen, so that I have to fight the other 2 on the final mission and that they keep harassing me. I hope that doesn't come to bite me in the ass with improved Chosen AI. We'll find out. That's definitely one thing I'm gonna have. Next on the list, the Mokka X initiative. You might notice that's XCOM spelled backwards. Very smart. Anyway, so this adds basically a kind of a new enemy faction, which have their own missions as far as I understand. They can send additional squads as enemies onto your current missions, and they are basically also soldiers with their own skill trees, abilities. So much stronger enemies than your basic Advent troopers or anything. Also on top of that, they create propaganda photos in the photo booth, it seems. I've read about it, heard about it a few times, always sounded interesting, never got around to play with it. So that's something I definitely want to try out. And I kind of trust Reality Machina. Is an awesome modder, lots of fixes for War of the Chosen. So very experienced guy, and I think it's gonna be really good. I've heard just positive things about it. Obviously also adds a little bit more difficulty because these Mokka X squads are kinda nasty. What else do I have up here? Yeah, so I'm not fully decided yet, but I kinda wanna spice it up compared to the vanilla classes. So there's 2 class mods that I'm currently looking at. One is this mod here called Richard's Classes, which adds, I want to say 12 Lots of classes. All these classes use a free-tiered skill tree, similar to the what's it called? The hero classes like Reaper, Skirmisher. So they take advantage of this new interface there. They sound interesting. I'm always very, very careful when trying out class mods, because a lot of modders just make some classes way, way too overpowered. There was this, not Spec Ops, something like there's some kind of stealth class mod. Lots of people really liked it, but you could basically kill enemies and stay concealed the whole time and just keep killing, and that felt really super powerful. So I want to try this out. Then again, I don't want to play a campaign for 2 weeks without doing any videos about it. And so maybe I just jump in it and hope they are not too overpowered. I'll see. It's not like I'm starting today or tomorrow with recording, so something to keep in mind. The other class mod I'm looking at is the Tech 4 class pack, which is just 4 classes. They use basic skill trees and just switch around the secondaries a bit, like shotgun with grenade launcher, etc. They're also intended to be used in addition to the base game classes, while the Richards classes, as I understand it, replace the base game classes. Again, undecided. I don't think I want to use both at the same time. While technically possible, that would be too much. In addition, I haven't listed it here, but I'm gonna use... Oh, hang on. Need to restart the 10-minute soundtrack, yeah? I want to use bigger enemy squads and bigger XCOM squads, just so we have a bigger roster in general. More people, more soldiers who see action, more rotation going around, more bonds, and all that kind of stuff. What else? This is all still up for decision, but probably gonna use additional mission types just to bring some more variety at the moment. There are 3 additional mission types, like an emergency extraction, rescue haven survivors, neutralize avatar project VIP. I'm sure Reality Machina, again, is gonna add more over time. I really like the additional mission types mod in vanilla, and it created some fun and interesting missions, also challenging missions, and that's really what I like. So, then we have here a better repeater. So I wasn't using repeaters in the last, or well, for the majority of the last campaign. This basically removes the insta-kill effect and gives you more crit damage for your repeater. Which is, I think, like, I don't like the insta-kill effect, although from a narrative standpoint it really makes interesting things. I still remember Andy in the Bad Advent campaign constantly executing berserkers left and right. That was cool narrative standpoint, but from a gameplay standpoint I always feels a bit, I don't want to say cheap, but yeah, kind of. So instead of simply not using them and being then worthless weapon attachments, they have a different effect here. And last but not least, maps. It's not the only map pack that I'm going to be using, but just want to show, because McDanny, they had the even more maps, and even more maps Suffer, which I really enjoyed using in the Long War 2 campaign, in the final one before War of the Chosen. So definitely going to pick that one up, and some other more map mods. I like the variety in War of the Chosen so far, but I still think the abandoned city missions, they felt very samey. The buildings all look very nearly identical, so having more variety there, which will hopefully come. I'm not even sure if they do anything for the abandoned cities so far. But yeah, I'm gonna look into that. So this is just a general idea, and I'm more than open to suggestions, ideas. Maybe you have some mods that you think might make sense. Maybe you have some experience with one of these mods, let me know in the comments. There's also a Reddit thread that I started where I wanted to hear some ideas about the mods. So yeah, kind of looking for the perfect setup there, and I won't commit to it, but I'll probably finalize the mod lists around the weekend, Saturday, and maybe we'll have the first episode of the new campaign then coming out on Sunday. No promises now. Alright, as always, thanks for watching, looking forward to your feedback, and I'll see you next time.